Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over some technical analysis on ZNOG, ticker symbol ZNOG. I know I had a couple of people ask for an updated video on the price action, so decided to go ahead and make a video for you today. So first of all, hope everyone had a great Christmas and hope everyone has a great and safe New Year's Eve and Happy New Year and a very prosperous one into 2024. So we're going to go over this here and go over my thoughts on it and what my plans are moving forward. So before we do, just to reiterate, not a financial advisor. Make sure that you do your own research. Also, if you find value in the video, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy our content, hit the notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know every time we release new content. So ZNOG, ticker symbol ZNOG, currently at about 7.5 cents, and it doesn't sound like much. However, if you were able to get in at the bottom of whenever it hit the very tip top or very bottom of the floor, then you're up a pretty decent percentage here currently. So right now we're going to first of all talk a little bit about the RSI and MACD. So RSI, we're getting close to, we're a little bit above fair value, so I think we do have some more room either for downside or upside. Most likely a little bit of downside before the upside, considering that we are in a bearish pattern on the MACD indicator. So these lines here, every time they cross, it's either going to give you some upward momentum or some downward momentum temporarily based on the time frame that you're in. And currently we are in a bearish pattern for the 180-day 4-hour time frame. So this kind of tends to move a little bit slower, which is, I like to track this one in the 180-day 1 hour to kind of give me an estimate of when would be a good time to buy. Okay, so currently we have our overall level of support is 0.0666. So hopefully we stay above that. If we go down there, we bounce off of that. I don't know if we're going to get that low. I've been saying that I thought that we can go hit that and move higher or break below it. Not sure. We'll see what happens moving into next week. I'm pretty sure the markets are going to be closed on Monday, but trading will be back open on Tuesday. Your current resistance right now is a little over 8 cents, so 0.082. As you see here in this area, we hit 8 cents, got rejected, got above 8 cents, and then got rejected. So that's really the big test here, is if we're going to just come right back down and settle at about the 6.5 mark, or are we going to push through and hold that level of 8 cents, right? So if we can hold that level of 8 cents, I think we got some more upside coming. How much that is, I'm not sure. But one thing to keep an eye on after I go over these levels of resistance here, I'm going to show you one thing to keep an eye on. So we have 9 cents, a little over 10 cents, a little over 11.5, and then almost 14 cents is your overall tip top. Your floor currently is still roughly about 4.5, a little over 4.5 cents if it were to break that 6 cent mark. So remember the golden cross breakouts that I've talked about. This blue line here, if it gets above, it's kind of hard to see that line, but maybe able to see it there. It kind of lighten up. But when these two lines cross, depending on which one crosses over or under, that signals either upward or downward momentum. It's almost similar to kind of how the MACD is. But this blue line here, if it crosses and goes above this pink line, then we'll get an indicator notification in the blue saying golden cross breakout, and then that typically signals that we have some increase in volume and a spike in price could be coming. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be an exceptional spike in price, but it does mean that it's going to be a spike in price. And then similar to that, or inverse to that, is when whenever it goes below, as you see here, then it's typically a signal of we're going to have some downward momentum. And as you see there, it crossed here, and then we started moving down, but then now we started to kind of come back up. And then depending on really what happens with the price action, you may not even see these things. It may just kind of go up and down, up and down. But when you see one of these indicators and they come on, then typically it's telling you like, hey, something's about to happen. and it does the same thing whenever the price is going to go down. So we saw it somewhere, you can't see it anymore because the indicator updated, but there was a breakout here and it came up, and then eventually we crossed over and it started slowly coming down, and we saw the breakout here. As you saw, the price started to come up, but then it crossed right back down and started coming back down. So something to keep an eye on. We're pretty close to that, but we have to get above, I believe, 8 cents, maybe 8.5 cents may cross it, and we have to hold at about 8.5 cents in order for us, I think, to see some upward momentum and start moving in that upward direction. So what I want to do now is look at the longer term time frame. This is the 180-day 4-hour time frame. I want to look at the past couple of years and just kind of give us an indication of what we might be able to expect longer term. All right, guys, so now we are now in the longer term time frames. This is 2020, January 2020, and all the way up to this past Friday. Okay, so this is the, as you see, the golden cross breakout and has 100, so that's telling us that we're about to see some pretty good upward momentum coming in, and it shot up all the way to $1.74, and then eventually we broke out of that, and as you see, the blue line crossed underneath, and then we just has been kind of slowly working our way back down for the longest time, the past few years, and just kind of going up and down, up and down, up and down. So what we're looking at here is our RSI longer term time frame. We're almost overvalued, which typically signals that we're going to move down on the longer term. And then also with our MACD is we've been in a bullish pattern ever since 4.5 cents, and we got all the way to about 8.5 cents. But that's kind of starting to lose steam too, so that should signal that we may see a drop in price down to the 6s, maybe even below, before we start moving back up longer term. And I know people don't want to hear that, but that just is what it is. And our golden cross breakout indicator, we still got some room between these two lines here, so we need to longer term get probably, I would say, closer to the 10-cent mark before that indicator signals that we have a larger spike in price. So something has to kind of give as far as what happens with the company. On they need to continue to update what's going on, and they need some type of positive, maybe not even news, but speculation that comes out that makes people want to kind of flock in and get the the momentum kind of going and make the the price start moving up, because that's basically every spike in price that I've seen from this company has always been either on speculation or just kind of random. It just kind of moves up whenever it's really undervalued. People run the price up and they swing it, take their profits, and get out. So still overall floor level is 4.5. Your first major level of resistance longer term is roughly about 41 cents, then about 70 cents, 89.25, $1.0925, $1.34, then $1.74. So that would be very interesting. As you see here, it looks almost like, in a sense, of it wants to, if we do get some upward momentum, would be kind of nice to see like a very large, very massive cup and handle pattern. However, that needs to happen over the next several months, because this is going to update as time goes on. These kind of update and go away, right? So if that longer term cup and handle play is going to progress, then the price needs to actually move up over the next several months and get closer to this level here. And then typically on a cup and handle, remember, you see a big cup, and then it hits almost or either at the tip top, a little above tip top, pulls back, and then if it holds support, and then you see some upward momentum. But something has to happen again with the company as far as they actually have to release some type of major update regarding the company and their findings, or some type of major speculation. Something needs to give. If nothing happens over the next couple months, then we're just going to stay where we are. We're just going to fall back down to roughly probably 6 cents, 5 cents, maybe even 4.5 cents. Who knows? But we'll just kind of have to wait it out and see what happens. But let me know your comments below, guys. Let me know what you're doing with ZNOG for 2024, what your plans are. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.